We had 3 months off work and school to go around Oz, and the plan was to get to WA quick sticks and slow down as we skirt around the coast clockwise. We made our way inland and it was hot, dry and dusty. It was 42 degrees outside every day with flies and the heat was overbearing. After the 3rd day of driving and camping in red dust, we were looking forward to hitting the coast. I was driving and trying to overtake a truck and went full throttle. Our Discovery didn't like that and overheated, spitting out an EGR valve overheating error. The car won't go over 80 kilometers. It's not a good start to our trip.
Luckily, we brought the gap diagnostic tool with us to reset the error and we were back on the road again.
Despite the barren landscape with broken hill in deep drought without rain for 2 years, we still saw emus, birds and wildlife living in such harsh conditions. After thousands of kilometers of driving and camping in red dust, we caught a glimpse of the sea as we approached Port Augusta. Our joys though were shortly lived as we heard a loud ding on our windscreen. A truck kicked up a rock in our windows, cracking the screen. We anxiously watched the crack, expecting it to grow. But we were determined to not worry too much about the car as we were on holidays with our favorite people, and how can you be stressed in a place like this? After passing the Nullarbor Plain, we crossed into the WA border. The boys were keen to do some four-wheel driving and fishing as we made our way towards the coast. The road was rough, rocky, covered in sharp limestone rocks. We never made it to Israelite Bay as we found ourselves stopped by a line of cliffs and could not find our way back up without backtracking. But we did find some incredible white sand dunes that looked like mountains covered in the snow. Boring driving on the beach, eh?
Well, this is the second week, right? Second week of our travels, and first week was pretty bad, but this place is pretty amazing. I didn't expect that to come down south of Perth and find this. But some cloud trips are pretty awesome. It's meant to rain today. See all the rain clouds?
No.
We've been free camping the whole time, or almost free camping the whole time, and we'll be checking out into a hotel tonight because obviously it's going to rain.
Obviously, it looks pretty overcast today. And 2 fishermen checking out their fishing potential.
Apparently we're looking at Thrombolites. Thrombolites.
Thrombolites.
It's one of the earliest known life forms of the world.
There you go.
Your thing.
Thrombolites look like rocks but are ancient forms of microbial communities that photosynthesize. They obtain calcium carbonate from the water to form these structures that are about 2,000 years old. 600 million years ago, the ancestors of Thrombolites and Strombolites produced the oxygen needed for life on land to exist. Today, you can only find them in a few places in Western Australia and the world. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready or not? Here I come! Yeah, found If you're near Geraldton in WA, be sure to check out the pink lakes of Hutt River Lagoon. Not far from here is the Principality of Hutt River, an interesting place with a fun story. The Principality of Hutt River declared independent sovereignty on the 21st of April 1970 over wheat production quotas. We were lucky enough to meet Prince Leonard, who sadly passed away in February 2019. He was a character with a keen sense of humor, teaching our daughter that you don't always have to write horizontally on your pages. You can even write vertically when you run out of room in between your letters. He said, if your teacher said you can't, tell them Prince Leonard said you can. Prince Leonard, you'll be sadly missed.
I think we should just scramble down here.
Trying to find a climbing area on Kalbarri climbing. This is the Hutchinson River. Really nice lookout.
Currently just north of Nigaloo Station, near the Royal Air Force Defence area, and camping down there just behind us, watching the sunset. Everyone's fishing there, and in And there's our campsite. Not sure if you can actually see it. It's quite dark.
That's pretty cool, the rock formation. Video. Chasing Sal around. Smile for the video. We're in Hamersley? How do you say this? Hamersley. Gorge. Beautiful. I don't believe you two. You've said that before. We're at one of the most memorable walks I've ever been to in my life. It says a lot as we've been around Europe to some incredible areas, so this has got to be one of the best in the world. The Handrail pool in Weono Gorge is not an easy walk as there's lots of scrambling around rocks and in many places slippery, and you should be prepared to swim. Bring wet weather gear, sturdy waterproof shoes or Crocs, only with all-terrain grip though. I would say it's not suitable for under 5s. Kids that are sturdy on their feet will be okay, otherwise parents keen to have a go, a backpack for the baby will be best. A submersible dry bag would also be good to keep all your gear dry. If you love bushwalks, I can't recommend Karinjini National Park enough. So many walks that will leave you gasping and searching for the right words to describe how you feel in this incredible landscape. We all know Australia is rich in resources. In fact, mining equates to 75% of our country exports. But until we travelled through Pilbara, I never understood the true scale and importance mining is to this country.
Warning, warning, warning. Highway rail crossing is now active. Please prepare to stop for approaching train.
I'm not sure what this train is carrying. We speculate it could be iron, but we were stopped for what feels like 15 minutes or more. Definitely the longest train I've ever seen. The Pilbara region covers over 500,000 square meters and the mining industry contributes to over $70 billion in our economy. We will be driving for kilometers of remote outback on extremely well-paved roads, the best in the country. There will be no mobile or network connection, but when we approach a mining town servicing the workers, we would enter some of the fastest mobile and internet connection bustling with activity. Travelling through the Kimberleys is best done through the iconic Gibb River Road. For the most part we were there, the unsealed roads were well graded. All the key areas of interest could be accessed without a four-wheel drive, although conditions can change rapidly.
That's cool. It's nice and cool in here. Can you imagine coming here and living in this cave in the hot of summer? Yeah.
Whoa, this is my favorite layer.
If only there were boats.
Markings all like maybe something to a yellow belly.
I think it might be a Weono place.
The Kimberleys can be described as a really wild place. It is not uncommon to see huge olive pythons, freshwater crocodiles right next to you. I even came across a dingo on a full moon while going to the toilet. After the shock of standing next to a crocodile, you'll start to relax and enjoy your adventure. Feeling like Indiana Jones, the area will bring out the child of the toughest individual.
Love heart. Giant love heart.
Is that a fossil? Could be a fossil of some kind.
No, I don't think love hearts fossilize.
The cave?
Oh no, I think it was his own. But he was sliding.
It looks like it.
No, she said it was difficult once she got in, it eased up.
You want to go first?
No.
Oh, this was an important one.
Because we might see that.
Anything walking all over. Oh, this is cool. You see anything? Where is he? Go. Crocodiles, they could be crocodiles. That's what they said. Wow. That's pretty funny.
Mitchell Falls was a difficult drive. We drove through a bushfire, worried our fuel tanks on top of our car will explode. We had to cross quite a few deep river crossings and endured very badly maintained roads with deep potholes. When you arrive, the walk to the waterfall was easy for us, but we can understand why people prefer helicopter tours to get there. It is a spectacular waterfall, and on the way there are Aboriginal rock paintings unlike anywhere you've seen in Australia. The Guyon rock paintings of Kimberley, previously known as Bradshaws, are very different from other Aboriginal art found in Australia, depicting graceful human figures adorned with tassels, hair ornaments and even clothing. There are some controversial interpretations regarding the origins of the Guyon artists, with some researchers in the 1970s suggesting they could be older than Aboriginal people due to the correlation between the African baobab trees and the Guyon rock paintings. The Australian archaeological community has generally not accepted such claims and believes the Guyon are Indigenous works.
Bodies.
Human bones.
Yeah, that's creepy.
And it's a bit creepy. Oh look, there's the white thing, white faces.
After El Questro, we joined the Seal Roads and headed past the Kimberley Airport, where we visited Lake Argyle before crossing into the Northern Territory border. My favourite thing about Northern Territory is the hot springs. The Katherine hot springs are between 25 to 30 degrees and they are just 2 kilometers from the CBD of Katherine. It is easily accessible and there are nearby picnic areas for a relaxing afternoon. Matlavanka is a small town south of Catherine, made famous by the novel of We of the Never Never, and of course its crystal clear thermal pools. The Matlavanka thermal pool is more accessible, and after a relaxing swim you can wander across to the replica of the LC homestead where Janine Gunn's book was filmed. Springs is often much less crowded but deeper and less suited for young children and less mobile people. But if you are happy with swimming, Bitter Springs is a garden oasis with crystal clear warm water. These are some of the most memorable moments of our round Oz trip before we made our way back to the east through the crab track and then back down south. Check out our other videos for a quick blast back home.